So now we're going to move on to talk about troubleshooting and analysis. And I guess we start by recognizing that we have been remiss in not providing information or tools to school techs to allow them to have the slightest clue about what's going on in the wireless networks, beyond being able to put their head in a classroom door and look to see if there was a light on at all in an access point, and to see whether it was white or amber or purple or green or red. I personally am all about providing opportunities for empowerment. It's been my experience that when you build something, people don't necessarily come to it, but I still like to build something and give them the opportunity to decide. So one of the things I've done this year was to get hold of Hivemanager, which is the management system for the AeroHive wireless system, and make it accessible in a read-only form to school techs. And there is a link at the bottom of this slide that will take you to a series of videos. But in summary, you can go to https://hivemanager.palmbeach.k12.fl.us. You'll have to click through a warning about the certificate. Don't worry about that. And you will get onto the Hivemanager system. Once you're in, you'll be able to look at a dashboard which will provide you with the ability, given that your school is mapped, and that's not necessarily true, and we will talk about that in a second, to look at your school, to look at the building in your school, to look at the floors in your school, and to get some kind of an idea about what's going on in terms of the numbers of clients connected, the amounts of bandwidth being consumed, and potentially identify areas of concern, access points which are showing less than ideal behavior. Unfortunately, I've determined that you guys don't have the ability to customize the dashboard, to add in and reorder the graphs, which is something that I do have, and that's unfortunate. I don't think I can correct that, but there's still value in the dashboard. Beyond the dashboard, you can also go to what's called the monitor view, and you can monitor the wireless access points, the AeroHive access points in the system. You can then apply a filter based upon the IP octet reserved for your school. So typically it's 10 dot something dot. So for Park Vista, it's 10.23 dot. You can use a filter like that to view only the access points at your school. If your school has been mapped, you will find that there is a location field which will show you the classroom or other space in which the access point is located. You can order by location, and you can look at your access points, and primarily I think what would interest you is the number of active clients on the access point. A caveat that this is near real time, it's not real time, so you'll be seeing the situation 10 minutes prior, not live. So sometimes you'll see that there are 30 clients, and you will click on the 30 client link to go look at the actual clients, which is something you can do. But when you and you will look at the clients, but in fact, it's quite possible that that was a cart of laptops that has been shut down in the last 10 minutes. So just FYI. So let me reiterate, you'll be able to look down through the list of access points. You can see how many active clients there are shown against an access point. That is a hyperlink. You can click on that, and that will take you to a list of the clients. And you'll be able to see whether it's the cafeteria and that they're all personal iPhones and Androids, or whether it is a room with a cart of iPads deployed, a cart of Chromebooks, a cart of E5430 single band laptops, or some of the more modern 5440, 5450, 5470 dual band Windows laptops. When you're looking at clients, you'll be able to look at the quality of the signal that they're seeing, the level of it, and how noise-free it is. And you can also see whether there's been any significant amount of data exchanged between a client and the access point. And when there has been a significant amount of data, you can drill down into that client and look at the details of those data exchanges to determine whether that client looks healthy in terms of being able to achieve high transmission rates in both directions. And if you see that a preponderance of clients are healthy, then you could determine that the situation in that particular room is also healthy. Now, most of this requires that your school be mapped, and what that means is that we literally drop graphical files, PNGs or JPEGs or whatever, into AeroHive to generate maps. We organize your school according to buildings and floors and assign access points to those different floors within buildings. And we also set up locations, and then that was not done. That was not done when the AeroHive systems were installed, and it should have been done. That was a major oversight in the installation effort. And so it is being done by just me, basically. And it is an awful lot of labor. And I am more than willing to undertake this, but I want to do it for schools where the school techs are actually going to use the information. So if you want me to map your school, please get in touch with me. Okay. A final thing to mention here is that it's also possible to generate scheduled reports. So in the dashboard, and again, you need to look at the videos for the details of this. I could take 3 hours to go through this. In the dashboards, you can pick time windows that you want to look at, and they usually offer the last hour, the last 24 hours, last 7 days. I typically want to customize that time window to look at the morning. So I might be going in at midday. I'm going to want to look at things from 7 o'clock that morning to, let's say, 11. The problem is that when you go in to look at these things once in a while, you've no idea what a normal day is supposed to look like. So you don't know if you're having an exceptionally busy day, for example, and that might explain why things don't seem quite to be normal. So you can get scheduled reports where you could specify that on a daily basis you want a report for that time window. Unfortunately, you guys can't set up those scheduled reports, but I can. So again, if you want the reports and you really are going to use them, make a request to me. You can do it by email, ed.mcguigan@palmbeachschools.org, and I will set the reports up for you. But also, please, if you're not looking at the reports, let me know, because generating the reports is a strain on the system, and there's no need to strain the system if no one's looking at the information.